Quail Creek members. I am Epifania, the Director of Banquets, Catering, and Events here at Quail, and this lovely man, if you do not know already, is...
My name is Aris Cabrera, and I'm Executive Chef here at Quail Creek.
And we have collaborated with one another to put together a little treat for you all. We thought, what a better way than while you're at home, stuck, being healthy and safe, than to offer you one of Chef's most popular dishes, and that way you can take it home with you. So what are we going to be preparing for them today, Chef?
Oh, we're gonna do the scallops, a very popular dish.
Why are they so popular?
Well, I think you remember we did it at the Chef Gala about 4 years ago, and you know we won. So we got that trophy, brought it to Quail Creek, and since then you can't. I mean, I can't get out of the menu.
So we're going to offer this to them to be able to prepare for them at home, right?
That's correct. So everything for this recipe is going to be all measured for you. So many scallops. It's going to be for 2 people, so it's going to be 10 scallops. It's going to be the rice. It's going to be your stock to cook your rice. All the ingredients for the sauce, and the recipe will be there as well. Also, you can watch the video and then step by step you can say this is what I'm going to do. So it's going to be fun.
So a little way for us to say we appreciate you, we thank you for sticking with us, supporting us during this time. Everyone is always asking about what the ingredients are, how much everything is inside of this dish especially, and Chef is always going to like, not everything that he wants to give out a secret, right? But this time we are going to be able to offer all of that to you. So you can purchase that online from Groceries to Go. And if you're wondering what I'm doing here, I've been with Quail Creek for several years now, but a few years ago I decided to go back to school and get a holistic nutrition and mind-body wellness degree. And so I'm going to be putting together a little bit of a dessert for you that hopefully complements Chef's extremely decadent and delicious dessert with a more wholesome and nutritious little offering at the very end. And you can eat this with this dinner or anytime as a snack. So with that, I think let's get started, right?
Let's do this. We're gonna start with our forbidden rice, thyme, and then we put a string on the thyme so it's easier to pick. And then the lemongrass, and we leave it whole as well so you can pick it really easily. And then we have our vegetable stock used for you, Epi, so you can have the rice today. You can use any type of stock that you want, chicken, seafood, you can do beef. So depending on what you're pairing this rice with, you can do that. So we're gonna start by adding the stock to the pot. And then you know, the forbidden rice, you just dump it all in. Forbidden rice is Asian rice. It was forbidden for everybody to eat it except for the imperators. That's why it's the name of forbidden rice. So we're gonna let this simmer. Once it's simmered, we're gonna cover it and then just lower it to medium high on the temperature, and then just let it cook for about 20 minutes. It depends on the temperature of your stock, how long it's gonna cook your rice. So we're just gonna let it cook, and then we'll go back at it. We're gonna do the sauce. This sauce is really popular. You know, the scallops obviously are very decadent, like Epi was saying earlier. I think the sauce kind of makes the whole dish. So let's start with the heavy cream. We have a 1.5 cups of heavy cream over here. Then we have a teaspoon of red curry paste. Then we're gonna add a couple drops of soy sauce. Now, if you are gluten tolerant, you can omit that and just the salt and pepper will be good. The next, we're gonna have a coconut milk, and what we do is we just scoop the top part of the coconut. The liquid is on the bottom, so you don't want to get any of that. The rest, we're gonna save it for to make some pina coladas, right, Epi?
That's right. So the top portion is where all the full fat content is, and that's where it's going to make it really that creamy consistency, right, Chef?
Very velvety. Then we're gonna add the vanilla bean, or we were splitting it in half. We don't have to scrape the vanilla beans from it. It's gonna boil into this rich cream sauce, so all that is gonna come out of the bean. So we're gonna turn it on low, and we're gonna let it simmer. It's gonna reduce down. The water's gonna evaporate, and it's gonna thicken by itself. We're gonna go back. That one is getting close to be ready, so we can show you how it looks like. But you can see it's just enough for about 2 scallops and maybe some for French fries. All right, so we're gonna do the slaw. This is gonna be a garnish just for the scallops. You can mix anything pretty much that you would like for this slaw, because the flavor profile will be different from one person to another. This flavors goes really well with what we have in the dish. But for example, we have some jicama, we have some apples, we have some red cabbage. You can use some green cabbage as well. Same thing with this, is just some microgreens, a little bit of edible flowers, and then we have some honey over here. We're gonna mix all this together, and then in the bowl, you can mix it again. Some pears if you want to. Let me add the honey over here. You can add some lemon juice. The lemon juice is gonna mix and balance that sweetness from the honey, so that's gonna help with that. But you can just leave it just like this. You mix it, and you're just gonna add it as a garnish for the scallops, and it's really delicious. Again, you know, you can add some cilantro, some parsley, and other herbs that you like, that you're really familiar with. Then you can add those too. You won't hurt my feelings, I promise you. So next, we're gonna start our scallops. So the reason I have a towel underneath the scallops is so absorbs a lot of the moisture that naturally will be in the scallops. So you want the scallops to be dry to make sure that it doesn't stick a lot of on the pan when you're cooking them. And then addition to that, when they release the water or any of the liquids into the pan, it tends to steam the scallops, and that's not what you want. You actually want a nice sear of the scallops. So what I like to do is to season the scallops. Some people don't like to do that. They like to just sear them, and at the end they season the scallops. For me, just personal preference, I like just to season it right in the beginning. So we're gonna add about a tablespoon of olive oil. You can use any type of oil that you prefer. Grapeseed oil, sunflower seed, any
Avocado
oils.
oil?
Hmm?
Avocado oil?
Avocado oil, that's actually, I really like avocado oils. So next, what I like to do is just make sure your pan is pretty warm. We're gonna add some thyme that we have over here. We have some butter that we're gonna finish the scallops. Once the pan reaches to the temperature desired, we are gonna add the scallops. On your box, you're gonna get 10 scallops. We're gonna do 10 scallops today, so there's 5 for me, 5 for Epi.
Not for me, but thank you, Chef.
Yeah, she's vegan.
I am vegan.
And
The rice is gonna be
I
for
had
me.
to say vegan because, you know, many times I say vegetarian and she corrects me, which is,
There is
she
a
has the right
difference.
to correct me.
Those do look beautiful, though.
Probably will think there's a lot of salt and pepper, but again, it's actually good to have it that way. Add a lot of oils, butters, and it's gonna take the salt and pepper off the scallops, so the flavors gonna run into almost like a sauce, if you will, which that you can do. So what we're gonna do is it's gonna start searing on the outside, and you can start seeing a little bit. you have to let the pan and the scallops dance together really, really well. So I can't really start moving it like a lot of people start sauteing and start moving it. It's not the vegetables that you're doing right now. It's just a nice protein surface with the oil and the pan, and then you have to let it do the thing. There you go. There's this one too that is ready to go. There you go. Vegans like you, we can do something different on this. We can add a little bit of butter. You know, I've seen this dish being modified by some of my fellow chefs in other places like in Tucson or Phoenix. So what they've done is they take a Yukon potato and then they parboil it with the skin on. Then they cut it out and then they shape it in squares or even rounds like look like the scallops. And then they actually just go through the same process. They sear on both sides. So you have two people in your house and then one of them is vegetarian or vegan. They can have actually this dish with the potatoes, and obviously it's different, but you got the option for the vegan as well. So now what I'm doing is basting the scallops on the top, so that brown butter will give that flavor from the scallops, the thyme, and then finish searing on the other side too. So they're ready to plate up. I think we should do that.
Nice.
We are gonna show you what we do at work. Let's start with the rice. The rice, remember we said it looks kind of like a cinnamon stick, but it is our lemongrass. And then remember we added some of the thyme. So we just pull it out.
Look how beautiful that is.
It looks beautiful, and then you can just move it around, fluff it up a little bit.
So for those of you that have never had forbidden rice, it is a little bit nuttier than brown rice. It has more of a fibrous texture and actually has a lot more nutritional value than even brown rice does. It has healthy antioxidants in it and can provide a lot more nutrients for you than brown or white rice can. So chef knew that, right, when he made this dish?
Oh, absolutely. Well, just think about it. The nuttiness of the rice, sweetness, spiciness of the sauce with the coconut, the red curry paste, the seasoning, kind of bitterness of the scallops, a little velvety, if you will. All that together, married with this slaw. You have sweetness of the apple, a little bit of acidity. You have more sweetness from the honey. Again, I was telling you, you can add a little bit of lemon zest, lemon juice, lime. You can add that as well. And then there you go. That's you garnish the slaw.
Take a bite. Enjoy.
Yeah, then I can't eat it, so I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I'll make the Yukons for you.
Next time.
Oh, very, very, very good.
Delicious, like always.
3 berries. Can't get wrong with that one.
Incredible.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can try the rice though.
Thank you, Chef. I appreciate that.
So I'm going to be providing for you a little treat to go with Chef's delicious dinner. And it's going to be what I like to call my decadent gooey brownies, that Chef likes to call with quotations. It is a healthier version of brownie, and it's going to consist of 5 ingredients. One is going to be dates, cocoa powder, chocolate chips, roasted pecans, a little bit of coconut oil, and optional is Malden sea salt. And These are great options to have just because they provide a little bit more nutrients compared to just using regular flour, eggs, all that good stuff. I don't really even know what goes into brownies, but this is my version. So the dates are what we call is almost like nature's candy. It has a lot of sweetness in it for those of you that have had it just by themselves, and they contain what can be compounded into and help with level out people's blood sugar, can help out stave heart disease, as well as just having pecans in your diet. And so the cocoa powder and the chocolate, of course, have a little bit more fat content, calorically dense, but provide kind of like a little bit more of a dessert palette for you. So we're going to add 2 cups of typically medjool dates is what you're going to want to use. They're a little bit sweeter, and the fibrous texture around the top of them is going to be a little bit softer. If you happen to get a different kind of date, or if the medjool dates aren't available at the store, then you feel free to get something else. And if they do have that fibrous texture around them, then just put them in some warm water for about 10 minutes and let them soften up, and then drain the water, and then you can add them to the food processor in there and they'll work out very
How about
nicely.
some whiskey?
You can add whatever you want. Yes, a little bit of alcohol would go a long way.
All
you
right.
could ferment them and they would definitely taste like whiskey dates. With the dates, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of coconut oil along with a little bit of water, and you're just going to do it to make sure that everything is smoothed out. And then we'll start this up. The dates out of the food processor, and we're going to just put inside of a mixing bowl here. And to that, we're going to add some finely chopped pecans, and this is really, you know, however you want to, whatever consistency you want the pecans to be, but like just finely chopped. So we're going to add that.
And then we toasted those pecans.
Thank you, Chef. I appreciate that.
You got those pecans from?
The Green Valley pecans. We purchase all of our pecans from them.
Neighbors.
We have, yes, they're our neighbors, and we have a wonderful relationship with them. They help provide us with all of the pecans that we use on the pecan chicken salad, along with a couple of other dishes that Chef provides here with us. So we appreciate you.
We buy local.
Yes. And we're also going to add a half a cup of chocolate chips, a half a cup of cocoa powder into this mixture as well. And you're just gonna mix this up to really kind of like a dough consistency. So you're going to just continue to mix this up until you start to sweat like I clearly am right now.
This is more workout than the yoga, huh?
Yeah, it is. Not hot yoga though. Hot yoga is intense.
Tell them about the classes or the videos you're gonna make.
Oh, I'm also going to be, hopefully in the near future, as soon as I stop filming, Chef constantly doing his wonderful, delicious recipes. I also went to and did a yoga teacher training. So in the near future, look for classes and videos online that are going to provide you with some yoga tutorials, and those are going to be anywhere from light 10-minute stretches that you can do in a chair, all the way through like hatha yoga and power and vinyasa flows as well. So something to potentially look forward to at home while you are trying to stay as busy as possible and healthy and conscious, because we can't get out to, you know, the gym or to Anza Fitness Center. So these are definitely going to be different options for you as well. We've taken the brownie out of the oven. It stayed in there for about 10 minutes. Afterwards, you're going to let it sit for about 15 minutes just so that it sets. And at this time, we can put a little bit more nuts on top. We can add a little bit more chocolate chips if you'd like. Do a little drizzle of chocolate sauce on top. But I really like to put Maldon sea salt. I like that sweet and salty savory taste, so it goes really well with this. And you're just going to cut it up however you prefer. Now that you cut them into squares and they are ready to taste, are you going to taste my brownies?
Oh, yes, I will.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Mm?
Those are really good. I take that back. They're brownies. Amazing. No flour. Oh, wow. You don't put even sugar. The sugar comes from the dates.
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit with
a little bit of the chocolate.
the chocolate chips, but you don't have to put the chocolate chips in
No,
there.
it can definitely be something that you just you omit from the brownies, and it can just be like a date bar. They are really good. We are going to be providing these for you inside of your box, so you don't have to make them. When you purchase a box of scallops, and you're going to get a couple of these little treats inside of there with it. So hopefully
Delicious.
you enjoy. Thank you so much for watching with us. We appreciate you.
See ya. Yeah.
We want to thank you all for watching and participating with us. We had an amazing time and a lot of fun doing this. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And we'll be back with us again sometime. We appreciate you. Thank you all. Love you so much and miss you. Take care.
Are we singing or we're cooking?
I don't know what we're doing.
Huh?
It's the tiniest little bit too.
Well, you know.
That an Epi here, and I'm gonna be like,
Palmolive.
if any,
It washes your dishes just like the dishwasher. Not this dishwasher, but the dishwasher that works in.
I have to edit all of this.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Come on.
Alright.
All right.
Is it?
Oh my God!
It works every single time.